After the breakdown at the bridge against Basel, Mourinho's young eggs nested at the top of the Premier League at the weekend, albeit temporarily. Tonight, José returns to cup action and reacquaints himself with the competition that gave him his first piece of silverware as Chelsea manager, just over 8 years ago when he led them to victory in the League Cup.
With the spending of Roman Abramovich, their supporters have come to expect success.
John Arnorisa hits a rocket inside 45 seconds. Oh, the kick has gone in, it's an own goal. Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool captain, sees it flick in. Long throw, and it's gone through to Drogba. Stabbed in by Matthias Keshman, and Chelsea are closing in on the Carling Cup. Oh, and it's turned in. Liverpool give themselves hope. Chelsea win their first silverware under José Mourinho.
Swindon's only previous meeting with Chelsea in the League Cup was exactly 50 years ago. That night, the Robins were the victors. The home side have had their moments in this competition, winning the trophy as third division side in 1969 against Arsenal. If these players could create an upset tonight, it would surely go down as one of the greatest nights here at the County Ground. So Swindon, whose side cost £400,000 to amass, took on a Chelsea starting lineup valued at £185 million. Could David defeat Goliath? Commentary on the night came from Bill Leslie and Don Goodman.
Well, Swindon had a summer of change in many ways, a host of new players, a new manager as well. What it has provided is an exciting and youthful blend. It also owes a debt to Tottenham. They've loaned them centre-half Grant Hall and playmaker Alex Pritchard, sold them Massimo Luongo, another creative midfielder, Ryan Mason, their top scorer, misses tonight injured. Alex Pritchard coming in the only change from the weekend win here against Bristol City. Niall Ranger's off-field problems has seen him drop down to League One to play his football, but he's enjoying life here at Swindon. He scored the winner on Saturday. We expected changes and we've got them. 10 from the win against Fulham for Chelsea. Just Gary Cahill remains. José Mourinho sends out a side to prove a point to him. In particular, Juan Mata, last season's Player of the Year, starts only his third game of the season. Every single player a full international, a lineup assembled for around £180 million. First start of the season for Michael Essien and Mark Schwarzer, who becomes Chelsea's oldest ever player on his debut. Swindon, well, they've got a 15-year-old schoolboy on their bench, a young centre-half, Ryan Wood, who at 3 o'clock this afternoon was still at his desk in his schoolroom. Chelsea have familiar faces, European Cup winners on their bench. They also have a teenager, Lewis Baker, an 18-year-old midfielder included in the first-team squad for the first time. Well, for the first time since the fractious final in Cardiff against Arsenal, back in 2007, José Mourinho's Chelsea are taking to the field in this competition that now goes by the name of the Capital One Cup. Happy memories for José of this competition. Will they continue here on what has been a mixed start? Nothing mixed about the atmosphere here at the County Ground. They've installed extra seats for this one. Capacity 15,000. The joint is jumping. Perhaps not expectant, but certainly full of hope that this can be one of those nights.
Well, these are those nights that those Swindon Town youngsters will have been dreaming about, up against one of the top clubs in Europe.
Well, Fernando Torres could be in straight away. Mata lurking as well.
An opportunity for him as well, isn't it, really? We saw, didn't we, prior to kick-off, Babar, Samuel Eto'o. It's an opportunity for Torres, maybe to build some confidence up and get on a bit of a scoring run.
McEverly, one of the experienced heads out there. And this is Yasser Kazim, the Iraq-born midfielder. Alex Pritchard, one of the Spurs loanees. Well, plenty of adventure here from Swindon. They've got 3-4 bodies in the box for that attack.
Oh, that is extremely impressive, isn't it? Not just the fact that they broke very, very quickly on Chelsea, but they piled the bodies into the penalty area ready to try and get on the end of a cross.
For the record, Swindon unbeaten at home in all competitions. They twice had to come from behind here at the weekend to defeat our local rivals Bristol City. Chelsea in their away games so far this season yet to get a win. Yet to score a goal, in fact, a goalless draw at Manchester United and defeated Everton, where they certainly created but didn't convert. That in many ways has been one of their problems this season. Here's De Bruyne now. Ball takes it away from him. Has a little help from Nathan Thompson. David Luiz was pulling the shirt of Nile Ranger, but it is a Chelsea free kick. Michael Oliver, our referee here this evening.
Well, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other in the first instance, and then Ranger does pull David Luiz's shirt, and that is what Michael Oliver saw.
And Henkel dispossessed by Pritchard. That'll give everyone a lift. Luongo surging forward. Still going Luongo, Essien's challenge. There's Mata tracking back. Well, Van Hinkel's still down for Chelsea, that's a concern.
Yeah, they need to put the ball out, and Ryan Bertrand has just recognised that, spotted it. Looks in a lot of distress, doesn't he, the young man? Literally hasn't moved from where he fell. There's a bit of a tangle of legs, and oh, that knee buckles, doesn't it? That is horrible. These are what you don't want to see. Right knee just really buckles. That is just a horrible sight.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to be able to carry on here. It's over to the bench, and Henkel is down on the far side of the pitch, and that could be that for him.
This is how Torres gets a blow in the head from Darren Ward. It's Van Hinkel. There's a pressing concern over on that far side, clearly being unable to shake that off, and what a shame that is for the young man.
Well, as we know, midfield not one department in which Chelsea are deficient in any shape or form, and they will be able to send on Ramirez, not something they'll have wanted to do for many reasons. Well, this is David Luiz territory.
Yeah, it certainly is.
He gets an excellent strike on the ball. Foderingham did just about all he could do.
Well, the goalkeeper does well. He watches it all the way, and he waits, does the goalkeeper, to see if the ball and how the ball is going to move through the air. Watch this, what an angle this is.
Cavalier. Well, Chelsea have had their injury problems. Marco Van Ginkel off, and this will be a real blow for Swindon Town and their chances. Their informed striker, Nile Ranger, fresh from scoring the winner here at the weekend. He's been looking over to the bench and to the manager, Mark Cooper. I think it's a thigh problem.
Yeah, he was holding his thigh. Look at that now. That will be a blow for them, won't it? He's been in such good goal-scoring form, and when you are an underdog, chances can or tend to be few and far between, and when they come your way, generally, if you want to progress, you have to take them. So to have your top scorer potentially leave the field would be a blow.
He's also one of the few, not just an experience of playing against Chelsea, but a winning experience. He scored some 3 years ago at Stamford Bridge when he was at Newcastle in a 4-3 win there. Swindon doing everything they can to keep him on. Well, they've been through the managers. Paolo Di Canio's spell here is just as tempestuous, although perhaps not quite as highlighted as his at Sunderland. Mata could have released Fernando Torres here. It's Torres. Foderingham saves. first really big moment of the match, and Wes Foderingham was equal to Fernando Torres. Mata who unlocked the door.
We spoke about it before the game, didn't we? Wes Foderingham. If Swindon are going to get anything out of this, the likelihood was that he was going to have to make 1 or 2 decent saves.
De Bruyne. Nathan Thompson did superbly well.
Well, pressure's off. Good goalkeeping. Wonderful football. And this is what Juan Mata brings to the table. Torres just about stays onside. He's in. Foderingham comes out. Spreads himself. Wonderful pass. Wonderful run from Torres. Equalled by the save. Hits him in the face. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what a goalkeeper saves it with. Spreads himself. Makes himself big. Gets that little bit of good fortune that he deserved.
Mata. Well, over the last couple of seasons before this one in the Premier League, Juan Mata right at the top of the assists league. His assists, his goals, his general contribution. Part of the... There's a nice... confusing, he's not playing, he's in here. Juan Mata, again Foderingham is able to save, but Torres touches it in for Chelsea. They look across to the linesman for assistance, it's not going to come. 29 minutes on the clock, and Fernando Torres touches Chelsea ahead.
Well, he does, and if Wes Foderingham in the Swindon goal had a little bit of luck in the previous save, he gets absolutely none here, because once again Chelsea open the door. That's a great save, but Torres switched on. Really sharp. And the striker following in from Mata's shot. It's a great save. He's very unlucky, the goalkeeper, but you've got to give credit to Torres. He's really alert, goes in for any scraps and gets his reward. A real poacher's goal.
Couldn't be more opposite from the last one. He scored that spectacular against Bayern Munich in Prague, but it's a real blow in the ribs for Swindon. They just lifted it though, Don, didn't they, in the last couple of minutes, Chelsea?
Yeah, they had broken on Swindon, and the chances had just started to come. There was a little 5-minute spell where they pushed Swindon back a little bit, and ultimately got their rewards for that. Now the Premier League team got their noses in front. That changes everything a little bit for Swindon. They can't afford just to try and sit back. They're going to have to try and be a little bit more creative going forward, and that's not going to be easy.
Pritchard will be key to that, I'm guessing. Well, he saw a side show character at the weekend, coming from behind twice to beat Bristol City. Torres doing well to hold off the pressure from Kassim and turn and find Ramirez, who finds the back of the net. Chelsea classily carved their way to a second goal, and it's hard with 10 minutes to go before half-time to see a way back for Swindon now.
Well, it really is, but they've just been undone by a little bit of world-class football. Torres wriggles away from two. Wonderful. Look at Ramirez. He's aware, he's well onside. Got the pace to get on the end of that pass. But more than that, Ramirez still has got an awful lot to do, but let's admire the skill from Fernando Torres. Amazing, a little bit of confidence after his goal. Finds the pass, but that is majestic from Ramirez. He's got Foderingham racing out really quickly, spreading himself big, but he lifts it over the goalkeeper into the roof of the net, and that is a wonderful, wonderful finish.
Well, he doesn't score that many. That's only his second in 24 games. It's his first of the season, Ramirez. It's another one that can go to the collector's items that stretch as far afield as the new camp.
And that goal could be the one that just makes life that little bit easier for Chelsea, that little bit more comfortable, and gives them even more license to express themselves, and that could spell danger for Swindon Town.
Pritchard's found space, but he couldn't find the power or accuracy, which he does possess.
Yeah, it's a little bit naive because he's in a lot of space. Had an opportunity to advance before shooting. Elected to maybe shoot too soon, but he knows what he's dealing with, Mark Cooper. Very, very young team in the main. The opposite can be said for that man, can't it, really?
Well, the message from the manager, Mark Cooper, before the game was, come into this, we have nothing to lose. We have even less to lose now, 2-0 down, approaching half-time. Kassim. Oh, he's taken it on Kassim, and he's tested Schwarzer.
Well, best moment of the game for Swindon, isn't it, really? Wonderful skill, turns one matter. José Mourinho won't be pleased with the midfielder about that. I think the ball may have been drifting wide, but Mark Schwarzer rightly takes no chances.
And McCaverly caught.
Well, it has to be a yellow card, doesn't it? He hasn't left Michael Oliver with any choice. That's Piliqueto. Jay McCaverly took a dive here. Gets there first. Can't complain about that, can you? It's a hurdle. A challenge. Off balance, goes over. Shouldn't have any complaints about that. The fullback, Mourinho's not happy about it.
Well, probably as good a chance as Swindon will get here to try and reduce the deficit before half-time. The boys from the back up, Paul and Ward. Pritchard takes, Schwarzer punches. In an area where the experienced Australia very much feel the ball was his. I'm guessing. Jose feeding, Pritchard, now McCaverly. Pritchard. McCaverly.
Well, it's a perfect example of the art of defending, holding a good line and frustrating your opponents.
A lot of the men in blue looking to impress José Mourinho. Maybe it's that man who's done just that. He gets an embrace from his manager. He's scored one and he's set up one for Ramirez, and that puts Chelsea, after 2 goals in 6 first-half minutes, in the half-time driving seat. 2-0 up at Swindon Town. Well, we do understand that Ramirez has picked up an injury, and remember, he came on as a substitute for Marco van Ginkel, who himself was substituted with what looked like a knee problem in the first half. So Chelsea's superiority and what looks like their passage through to the 4th round is at a cost.
I should imagine David Luiz will be pushed into midfield as well, where maybe some of the Chelsea fans will think he's at his safest.
Well, Swindon Town are getting ready to make a change. Louis Thompson, brother of Nathan, is going to come on. We await to see who is going to be making way for him. Well, this is obviously after an analysis of the injury picked up in the first half by Niall Ranger. He hasn't emerged for the second half, so this is a blow for Swindon, and any lingering hopes they had of getting back into this match. Their main target man is off. 19, he is 19 years old. It was in the space of 6 first-half minutes that Chelsea took what looks a pretty vice-like grip on this tie. The Premier League side scoring through Fernando Torres, and Torres then setting up Ramirez.
It is a big blow for Swindon, isn't it? Losing your top scorer, and it's not like they've got the depth that a Chelsea would have.
I mentioned already that they're missing one of their Ryans, Ryan Mason on loan from Spurs. Ryan Harley, who's also an influential player for them in terms of creativity. He's another one out. Nathan Byrne, who's a quick winger. He's suspended after he was sent off. So restricted in terms of initial selection anyway, Mark Cooper. And those options have diminished even further.
Those are the kind of cruel blows that he needs like a hole in the head at this moment in time.
Will be penalised for that challenge on Yasser Kassim.
I just think possibly too far out to have a strike at goal. There are players out there that would take this on. It's going to take something spectacular from Jay McEverley.
Jay McEverley, who has never scored for Swindon, may be tempted to have a go. There's a red line across the edge of the Chelsea box to try and get on the end of it, and Daniel Gesson does that! The flag is up to deny Swindon. Celebrations will be cut short, but a little bit of encouragement there for Swindon.
Well, large parts of the crowd have only just realised this. Well, he does. He just goes a fraction too early. What a shame, and it is a crucial half a yard that he steals on Azpilicueta. You can't believe it, and neither can the crowd. What a shame for Swindon Town.
And justice may yet be meted out by Torres.
Well, they've just proved that they can cause Chelsea problems from set pieces, and hopefully that will offer them encouragement. But he just literally there, look, it's half a yard, and it is crucial because that half a yard is what gets him in behind Azpilicueta and allows him to steer the ball home.
Well, he's one of the more recent arrivals at the club. Daniel Gesson scored as Swindon were dominant at Wolves but failed to win. They actually lost that game despite having over 20 efforts on the Wolves goal. They haven't had many on the Chelsea goal. But although it's a goal that's disallowed, that one, it's given the whole county ground a completely different feel. The cup-tie atmosphere that we had at the start of the game is back. De Bruyne. By Luongo. Essien. Oh, good challenge by Pritchard. Swindon have a chance here. Essien trying to get back. No advantage. Michael Oliver waited to see as Essien was manhandling his man. And Swindon have a free kick, and Essien, the Chelsea captain on the night, has a yellow card.
Well, he accepts it. He's dispossessed there, isn't he, by Pritchard, and Kassim clips his ankles there. That is what Michael Oliver blew up for. Feels that he needs to, doesn't he, Michael Essien? Feels that Swindon are going to threaten a goal, and they still may yet do that. A shooting opportunity. We've seen the left foot of McEverley from the last delivery. And we also know that Pritchard may fancy a piece of this.
And the regular watchers of the Football League on Sky Sports might have seen him hit an absolute beauty against MK Dons in a League One match recently. He has it in his locker, Ben Pritchard. On target. That's lacking the power to really trouble Schwarzer.
Oh, I think Mark Schwarzer may have been watching the Football League 72 show and seen it.
Luongo. Well, Terry's given it away this time to Thompson. Pritchard. Good ball in and gets on! Flag up again.
Well, Mark Schwarzer certainly didn't know that. Referee's wave play on, acknowledges the flag. But again, it's played in very, very early in the years. He should be looking along the line, Danny and Gesson. He must know that he's a yard or two the wrong side. Nevertheless, that's a good effort on target.
That's Piliqueta. It's a little nudge in the back there by Louis Thompson. Matters delivery. De Bruyne. Well, he got hold of that one. Cahill in there to make life difficult for Foderingham. Chelsea haven't finished yet. Luis, who loses out. De Bruyne, who had an excellent volley there.
It was a stunning strike, wasn't it?
Mata.
Well, Foderingham collects the cross, but he'll be relieved that this was hit straight at him.
Louis Thompson. Luongo. Pritchard. Cahill saw that. Found De Bruyne. Torres on the move. Lots of space down the right for Willian as well. Here's Fernando Torres. Now chance for Willian. And he passes it up. Great chance for him to get his first for Chelsea. Great chance for Torres to get his second of the night.
Well, he never really gets it out of his feet. I mean, wonderful movement from Torres. Darts one way, then checks back, works the space. He's trying to pass that into the far corner, but it's Willian. Opportunity to open his account. Foderingham makes a good save, but Willian just gets it stuck underneath his feet, under pressure. Has to pull the trigger quickly, can't keep the ball down. Looks sharp, hasn't he? Really clever movement in the first instance. Didn't quite get the angle right with his final shot. Willian, opportunity. Rarely will you say it, but his first touch maybe let him down.
Demba Ba warming up for Chelsea. He may be coming on to relieve Fernando Torres. Samuel Eto'o seems to be the man in possession of the main lone striker starting berth. It's kind of given José Mourinho something to think about here with his performance tonight, though. Schwarzer has not put a foot wrong, has he?
No, just one clearance where he just played the ball a little too quickly. Gave Swindon a throw-in, but it's hardly a crime, is it? Looked very assured in his handling.
Here's Willian. very close to it. So too was Ngessen. Oh, Cahill.
Sure what Michael Oliver saw there. He's a goal-scoring centre-half, isn't he? Gary Cahill. Didn't handball, hasn't he, referee?
And Nicky José has been in great goal-scoring form. Got a couple here at the weekend against Bristol City. Off he goes. Algaras. Kassim. And the deflection from the Torres pass has favoured Essien. A marauding run from Chelsea's big midfielder, and he's upended. Swindon will get a yellow card for that, and Chelsea will have a free kick in a position that David Luiz, Van Mata will both fancy.
I think it's Nathan Thompson. Just has a lunge in the right back, doesn't he? Depends Michael Essien. Michael Oliver perfectly positioned to see. Doesn't get enough of the ball. Brings Essien down.
Used to be a real trademark of his game, Michael Essien, those surging, powerful runs. Since a succession of injuries, he doesn't do it quite so often. Doesn't get a chance to do it very much for Chelsea these days. And Chelsea make their final change, and the first one that hasn't been influenced by injury. David Luiz likes the look of this one. And Mata, the other option. Luiz leathers it. Fodringham right behind it.
Straight to the goalkeeper this time. Through the wall a little bit. Easy pickings though.
Luiz. Oh, good pace from Willian. And rolls it just wide, the £30 million man.
And again, Fernando Torres in the middle has got a tap in. Times his run to perfection, but look, square pass, Torres rolls it into an empty net, but you can understand he's really keen to get his Chelsea account up and running. Doesn't get the curl on the ball, he's trying to bend it in the far corner, but doesn't get any bend on the attempt whatsoever.
They've been very strong at home. No disgrace to lose out in this way to Chelsea, of course. What they would really love to do is be able to get their away season up and running. You mentioned already how they've been doing well in terms of performance, but not in terms of points. Mark Cooper will tell you they played much better at Wolves than they did here in the win against Bristol City at the weekend. Still a work in progress for them.
Yeah, they've got some tests coming their way as well. Preston, Rotherham and Walsall, all teams looking at the top of the League One.
Still going here. Here's Louis Thompson. Now Pritchard. Essien. He played his way into trouble by giving it to Thompson. Luiz and Essien between them have smuggled it away, and Mata gives chase. Hall across there. Strong challenge by Essien. It's worth pointing out as well, this is a Swindon side. 16 players left, 17 came in. They had a new manager as well. Still getting used to new ownership. Much has changed over the summer at this club.
Yeah. Everything's changed, hasn't it? New style of football, different principles. Under all those circumstances, they've done a good job.
and rather less combustible than it was this time a year ago.
Indeed.
Here's Torres, who's had a very strong night, to Bar. Dembaba! Really wrapped his foot around that one.
Yeah. Lots and lots and lots of power on this strike. Cuts inside Hall. Again, trying to whip it into that far corner like Willian was just before him. Again, doesn't quite get enough curl on the ball.
When you look at Chelsea's away season, it's not a Premier League match, and their 2 away games thus far were in the league at Manchester United and Everton, but they have their first away goals, they have their first away win, they have a place in the next round. They can now focus on putting other things right, righting other wrongs. Trip to White Hart Lane in the league is always an interesting encounter that awaits them at the weekend, and then to get up and running in the Champions League out in Bucharest.
Games come thick and fast, don't they? Didn't they play a record number of games last season?
He's been given away by Azpilicueta. Ward. 2.5 minutes plus added time. It's in the territory really of consolation, but it'll certainly make for an interesting finish if Swindon can get one. Not this time. Luongo. It's just been announced around the ground that Alex Pritchard is the Swindon man of the match. We should just stress that's for home players. The young man has certainly shown why he's on the books of a Premier League club. It's out by Terry.
He's had an excellent night, hasn't he? Like I said, in an unfamiliar role, really. He's been very intelligent in the positions that he's taken up, always been looking for the ball. You can clearly see why Mark Cooper is pleased to have him here.
Willian, Torres. Oh, he breezes beyond Ward. Fernando Torres still going. Oh, Torres, Willian. Oh, what a goal that would have been by Fernando Torres. And what a way to crown a good night's work for Chelsea.
Well, I know he's playing against League Two defenders, but he has looked back to his old self tonight, hasn't he? He's looked razor sharp in his movement and his desire to get into goal-scoring positions. And out of possession, he's worked extremely hard. I'm sure José Mourinho will be absolutely thrilled with Fernando Torres' performance tonight.
Hall. Luis, Essien. Blue tide coming forward here. Off the heels of Hall. David Luis. Dembaba. Well, a night the Swindon Town fans will remember, but not for the reasons they wanted to. Staging post in some ways for the development of this very young side. Positives to be taken, but not progression.
was always going to be a big ask, there's no question about that. You have to go back to 1990. Last time Chelsea lost to any team outside the top 2 divisions, that was Scarborough.
Bobby Campbell, the Chelsea manager back then. Chelsea side, including the likes of the current West Bromwich Albion manager Steve Clark. Dave Besson as well, the goalkeeper that day. There's Algabas. Oh, they've got a corner here, Swindon. Just about a minute of added time left.
Well, they've put on a show for the home fans. They've all just been standing up and applauding their players. A consolation goal. Very deserved.
Demba away. Well, it's worth another look on that run without the end product from Fernando Torres.
Just drives at defenders the way he's done over the years. Composure, looks to finish it off by going inside, Foderingham tapping it in, but Swindon finally get lots of bodies back. Maybe wishes he'd pulled the trigger there, but give Swindon's defence credit for that. They regrouped, got the blocking on Williams' shot, but very sharp run.
Well, one statistic looks like remaining, and it perhaps is one that Chelsea would have looked to change before this. They haven't scored more than 2 goals in any game so far this season.
Well, probably should have done tonight.
Well, an upset was on the cards coming here to League One Swindon for Chelsea. They have avoided it without any real concerns. Positives to take for Swindon, but it is progression for Chelsea. A competition that started it all off for José Mourinho. Will continue through to the 4th round, and here tonight, Fernando Torres, the main man. And much of the attention was on Mata and how he would fare. It was Torres who scored the first and set up the second for Ramirez to ensure the final score at the county ground. League One Swindon 0, Premier League Chelsea 2.
Fernando, well done this evening. How important was it that you put on a very professional performance here this evening?
Well, we all know the cup in England, both of them, League Cup and FA Cup, how important are and how difficult it is to win away against the teams playing in lower divisions. We know from our own experience the previous season against some of the teams we play against. And yeah, very happy for the performance of the team. We have been giving minutes for the players who are not being involved in the last matches, so everyone is happy, good result. Happy to be back in the lineup and wish one more step forward.
You got the team underway tonight. What is it about scoring in cup competitions that seems to really please you?
Well, no, it's just I think in the last couple of seasons I've been involved more in the cup competition than in the Premier League, and I'm scoring more goals even in the cups than in the league. But it's just a casualty. Hopefully, I have the chance to play more often in the Premier League and score some more goals.
Do you hope that performance tonight may put you in the manager's thoughts for this weekend's trip to Tottenham?
We know the season is long, and we all want to have time to play important games, and I think we have a bigger squad and we all have to be involved, so hopefully we keep the hard work high, and we are in the manager plans. We are 25 players in the squad, so it's difficult to play in this great team, but we'll be fighting for that position.
Mark, commiserations. Would it be fair, though, to say that your side went down fighting this evening?
We tried to play. We played some decent football at times without really hurting Chelsea. Obviously, we had a goal disallowed, which probably looked offside. If that would have gone in, it would have been interesting. But I felt as though we showed what we're trying to do. We're trying to play, we're trying to move the ball quickly. And at times we played some good stuff, but we didn't threaten the goalkeeper enough. Whether that was down to us being sharp enough in and around the box or Chelsea's defending, I don't know. But full credit to Chelsea. They came, their attitude was spot on. And if they do that, it becomes very difficult.
How frustrating, having kept them at bay for 30 minutes, was it to concede 2 goals relatively quickly? Yeah,
you're always looking to get to 20 minutes and stay in the game, and I thought we did that reasonably comfortably. But, you know, at any time they can open up with world-class players and hurt you. we could probably say we could have defended better, but let's give the credit to the forwards. Good movement, good finishes, and that's what you get with them players.
Is that a valuable experience for your squad tonight?
Yeah, they'll be better for it. You know, I say, at times we kept the ball off them and did it reasonably well, and I hope it was a good advert. And like I say, we showed what we're trying to do.
So more Capital One Cup action for you on Wednesday evening. Manchester United take on Liverpool from Old Trafford. That's from 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 and 3D, and it will include the 4th round draw live at the completion of that game. Then all the highlights from the 3rd round of the Capital One Cup in our review show, Thursday, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Here at the County Ground, Chelsea's ever-evolving side have completed a very professional performance. They're through to the 4th round. Goodbye.
Too late to feel the golden age. Missed the rush, the lights of better days. Won't feel the times you had. I can't touch your precious past, but I'll live those days tonight. You claim your history is beyond a man like me, but I'll live those days tonight.
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.